The real One Piece, Cipher of Olivier Levasseur. As soldiers led him to the hangman's noose on the 7th of July, 1730, the notorious pirate Captain Olivier Levasseur made a stunning and mysterious announcement to the crowd gathered on Reunion Island to see his execution. "Find my treasure, the one who may understand it," he bellowed, throwing his necklace bearing a coded message into the crowd. For 15 years, Levasseur had terrorized merchant ships across the Caribbean and Indian Oceans, repeatedly emerging victorious and amassing great wealth from the perilous encounters. He would not be so lucky on this day. At precisely 5 p.m., the rope snapped taut, and Levasseur took his final breath, his mysterious words echoing through history. For nearly 3 centuries, Levasseur's cipher has tantalized treasure seekers, sparking a relentless quest for one of the most legendary hidden treasures, if it still exists. Much of the fortune was amassed in the year 1721. After a series of crushing defeats, Levasseur, also known as Buse, forged a strategic alliance with 3 other pirate captains. Their luck shifted when they stumbled upon the Nossa Senhora do Cabo, a colossal Portuguese galleon anchored off the coast of Reunion Island for storm repairs. With its cannons removed to facilitate these repairs, the galleon was an easy target for Levasseur's fleet. In a swift and brutal assault, the pirates seized the vessel and its treasures. The plunder they amassed was staggering. Among the spoils were gold and silver bars, gold guineas, and religious artifacts from the Sé Cathedral in Goa. The most remarkable was the fiery cross of Goa, a relic so massive that it required 3 men to carry. It was made of pure gold and adorned with diamonds, rubies, and emeralds. As the French fleet closed in on his position, Levasseur desperately moved to secure his loot. He concealed or buried his share of the treasure, including the cross of Goa, and allegedly killed the men who had helped him to keep the location secret. On the day of his execution, Levasseur tossed his necklace to the crowd as a final act of defiance. This necklace, it is said, contained the key to the treasure's whereabouts, a hoard that could be worth up to $1 billion today. One man believes he's deciphered it. John Cruz Wilkins has pursued Levasseur's treasure since the 1970s, meticulously studying the cryptogram. To the untrained eye, the parchment's 17 lines of jumbled symbols appear meaningless. However, after delving into Greek, Hebrew, astrology, mythology, and astronomy, Cruz Wilkins theorized that the cipher is a coded riddle based on the 12 labors of Hercules. He believes the codes indicated the treasure lies hidden on the northern coast of Mahé Island in the Indian Ocean off East Africa. His excavations have uncovered cannonballs, bones, and peculiar symbols, leading him to believe he's located the treasure's cavern. However, a final hurdle remains: obtaining permission from local authorities to access the restricted nature area where he believes the treasure is hidden. Until that permission is granted, the question lingers: has Cruz Wilkins finally unraveled Levasseur's cryptic message, or does the pirate's mystery continue to elude treasure hunters centuries later? Here, I explore the greatest mysteries of this world. But I also like to explore its natural wonders when away from the channel. And I can make the most of my adventures with some of the amazing goods and tools from Bespoke Post, a monthly membership club tailored to your interests. It's free to join, and you can skip a month or cancel anytime. They make it easy to discover new products and elevate your everyday life. Your membership gives you access to great discounts across a variety of products shipped right to your door. Plus, 90% of everything that Bespoke Post sells comes from small, up-and-coming brands. This month, I got the Beam Box, which contains a headlamp from LED Lenser. It's lightweight, rechargeable, and has a high lumen output that will come in handy on my upcoming camping trips. I also got the Deploy Box, which comes with a keyring toolset with 6 useful tools, like a lighter, a Pico grappling hook, and a stainless steel pry bar. The boxes are tailored to your passions with a short preference quiz you fill out. Before it ships out, you'll get a preview of your box's content. Decide if you want to keep it, swap it, or skip the month with no charge. Personally, I've been using my weekender bag for all of my summer travels. It's spacious, durable, and stylish, making it the perfect companion for my trips. To support Dark 5 and get 20% off your first monthly shipment, click the link in the description and enter DARK20 at checkout, or go to bespokepost.com/dark20. The Disappearance of Captain Henry Every. On September 7, 1695, the infamous pirate Captain Henry Every executed an audacious attack on a 25-ship fleet sailing from India to Mecca. Leading a band of 160 pirates aboard several ships, Every ambushed the treasure fleet of the Mughal Empire, which was on a pilgrimage to the Holy City. Among the captured vessels were the massive treasure ship Ganji Sawai and its smaller escort, the Fateh Muhammad. The jewels and precious metals seized by Every's fleet amounted to an astonishing $124 million in today's money. This bold raid destabilized the fragile alliance between England and the Mughal Empire, prompting the British Crown to place a £1,000 bounty on Every's head. Faced with unimaginable wealth and global notoriety, the most famous pirate of his time vanished without a trace. How did the most well-known pirate of his age disappear from the public eye and the wide-ranging investigations of historians? One of the most sensational theories suggests that Every became a spy for the very king he once opposed, King William III of England. Historians Dr. Sean Kingsley and Rex Cohen are prominent proponents of this theory. Their key piece of evidence is a coded letter penned by someone referred to as Avery the Pirate, which languished in a Scottish archive for centuries after being misfiled. Half of the letter remains indecipherable, written in a numeric code for which no key exists. However, the readable portion links Avery the Pirate to commerce and mail activities in Falmouth, England, and to a spy ring that included the author Daniel Defoe and Archbishop Thomas Tennyson. Although no explicit evidence links Henry Every to Avery the Pirate, the letters date 1700, 4 years after the Mughal fleet raid, and the near-identical names provide compelling circumstantial evidence. An alternative theory suggests that Captain Every embarked on a new career as a slave trader, settling in Rhode Island in 1696. This theory is backed by records documenting the arrival of a ship named the Seaflower, which carried black prisoners captured on Reunion Island to Newport. The documented sale of 48 slaves and the recent discovery of silver coins minted in Yemen and other Arabic nations in the late 1600s further support this theory. These coins, found in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Connecticut, point to piracy or other illicit activities, as direct trade with the Mughal Empire and other Arabic states was banned in the English colonies during the 1690s and 1700s. Did Henry Every transform into a master spy working on behalf of England against the Spanish? Did he and his surviving crew retire to the northeastern colonies? Or is the truth of his fate something else entirely? The Pirate Treasure of Oak Island. In the waters of Mahone Bay, off the coast of Nova Scotia, lies a small island with an extraordinary past. Oak Island, a mere mile long and half a mile wide, might seem insignificant on the Canadian map. However, its 140 acres have been the site of one of the longest-running treasure hunts in history, attracting explorers since the late 18th century. The island teems with stories of hidden riches and priceless artifacts. Are these legends grounded in reality? Does Oak Island's forest conceal a treasure that has eluded seekers for centuries? The saga of the Oak Island treasure hunt began in 1795, when Daniel McGinnis and two friends decided to explore the island. The three teenagers stumbled upon a clearing with a conspicuous depression in the ground. Given Mahone Bay's history as a pirate haven, McGinnis and his companions began digging with their bare hands. They uncovered not gold or jewels, but a shaft, oak logs, flagstones, and wooden platforms spaced 10 feet apart. Unbeknownst to them, they had ignited one of history's most enduring treasure hunts. Despite countless expeditions, treasure has yet to be found on Oak Island. Yet, this lack of success has not deterred the emergence of numerous theories explaining the origin of the so-called treasure pit discovered by McGinnis. Some suggest it was constructed to store wealth seized from Spain by the British during the 7 Years' War. Others propose it held the French regional treasury, also during the British invasion in the same conflict. However, the most intriguing theory involves pirates and buried treasure. Some researchers argue that the treasure pit was the work of the infamous pirate Captain Kidd. According to legend, Kidd and fellow pirate Henry Every joined forces to enhance their plundering success. Their collaboration was so lucrative that they needed a secure location to stash their newfound wealth. They chose Oak Island and stored their treasure in the large pit discovered by McGinnis, using it as a communal bank. Another version of the tale attributes the treasure to Blackbeard, who allegedly buried his hoard on the island, proclaiming he had hidden it, quote, "where none but Satan and myself can find it." Regardless of who created the treasure pit, it's evident that they were hiding something substantial. The soil of Oak Island is notoriously clay-based and full of flint deposits. Yet, the treasure pit is 100 feet deep and a dozen feet wide. Impressive excavations by any standard. Some believe the treasure remains undiscovered due to a curse. Legend has it that 7 searchers must die before the treasure can be revealed. To date, 6 lives have been lost in the quest. If the curse holds true, 1 more soul must perish before the secrets of Oak Island are unveiled. The Kidnapping of Theodosia Burr Alston. On the final day of 1812, the schooner Patriot set sail from Georgetown, South Carolina, bound for New York. Aboard were the spoils of a successful privateering season and a few passengers, among them Theodosia Burr Alston, daughter of the disgraced former Vice President Aaron Burr. Alston, beleaguered by poor health and mourning the recent loss of her son to malaria, was traveling to seek solace in the company of her father. The Patriot, known for its speed and security, seemed like a safe vessel for her journey. Yet, as it ventured into the open sea, the ship and its occupants vanished without a trace. The ship's failure to reach New York sparked a whirlwind of theories, many fueled by the public's fascination with Theodosia. Her father's notorious reputation. He had killed former Secretary of the Treasury Alexander Hamilton in a famous duel 8 years earlier, kept her in the limelight. Aaron Burr, until his dying day, clung to the belief that his daughter had drowned when the ship sank, dismissing any possibility of her survival. Despite his conviction, rumors of alternate fates circulated. One popular theory suggested that the Patriot had fallen prey to wreckers, bandits notorious for luring ships into shallow waters to plunder their remains. Under cover of night, these wreckers would tie lanterns to horses and lead them along the sand dunes, creating the illusion of a ship safely at anchor. This deceptive signal tricked passing vessels into veering off course and wrecking upon the shore, where the bandits lay in wait to loot the stranded ships. Another theory claimed that pirates had captured the vessel. In 1820, 2 men facing execution for unrelated crimes confessed to being part of a pirate crew that attacked the Patriot and slaughtered everyone on board. In 1833, another man claimed to have been part of the same pirate crew and insisted he forced Theodosia to walk the plank. Some stories went further, alleging she was killed while resisting the advances of the infamous pirate Jean Lafitte, or that she lived out her days in Bermuda as a pirate captain's mistress. Though rife with inconsistencies, these theories persisted in the absence of tangible evidence. A particularly compelling narrative emerged in 1869 when a doctor in Nags Head, North Carolina, claimed to have treated an elderly woman who, lacking money, offered a portrait of a wealthy woman as payment. Curious, the doctor investigated the portrait's origins, which led him to the Burr family. They identified the woman in the painting as Theodosia Burr Alston. The portrait had been part of her belongings on the Patriot, suggesting it had survived a pirate attack. Today, the fate of Theodosia Burr Alston and the Patriot remains a mystery. The pirate nation of Libertatia. In 1726, an extraordinary book emerged from the presses of the British Empire. Penned by a mysterious figure known only as Captain Charles Johnson, a general history of the robberies and murders of the most notorious pirates offered the public an unprecedented glimpse into the world of piracy, a world previously known only to those who sailed under the Black Flag. Among its many riveting tales, one story stood out: the account of Libertatia, an idyllic pirate colony in Madagascar, purportedly founded on principles of democracy and moral rectitude. The narrative depicted Libertatia as a haven where slavery, oppression, wealth inequality, and rigid socio-economic restrictions were banished, a utopia that seemed almost too perfect to be real. Was Libertatia an actual place, or merely the product of wishful thinking and imaginative storytelling? The sole historical record of Libertatia resides in Captain Johnson's book, which is rich in details, yet steeped in the romanticism typical of pirate lore. According to Johnson, Libertatia was founded by Captain James Misson, a figure of high-minded nobility who sought to unify his fellow pirates under ideals starkly opposed to the oppressive empires of their time. Misson's vision was brought to life with the help of a priest named Caraccioli, who became the intellectual architect of Libertatia. Together, Misson and Caraccioli led their crew on a righteous crusade against the slave ships that traversed the waters of southern Africa, liberating captives and integrating them into their ranks. After a brief period of service under Queen Helena of the Comoros Islands, Misson and his followers established their settlement on northern Madagascar. There, Libertatia flourished until an attack from the local population abruptly destroyed it. Misson himself perished in a storm shortly after that, bringing the dream of Libertatia to an untimely end. Despite the vivid portrayal in Johnson's book, no other historical references to Libertatia have surfaced. The closest known analog to this pirate utopia is the Republic of Nassau, a short-lived but somewhat successful pirate enclave in the Bahamas, active from 1706 to 1718. Unlike Libertatia, Nassau was plagued by disease and internal strife, far from the democratic paradise Johnson described. Modern historians are largely skeptical about the existence of Libertatia as Johnson depicts. It is conceivable that some form of pirate settlements existed in Madagascar, and that Johnson embellished these tales through a blend of rumors and second-hand accounts to create a compelling narrative. Alternatively, Johnson might have fabricated Libertatia entirely, crafting a story to cast the brutal reality of pirate life in a more favorable light. Pirates, known for their violence, treachery, and short, grim lives, are unlikely candidates for the high ideals attributed to them by Johnson. Ultimately, the legend of Libertatia endures as a contrast to the harsh and often deadly existence of real pirates. Whether a faint echo of a true story or a complete fabrication, Libertatia remains a symbol of the yearning for freedom and justice in an age of tyranny and exploitation. Which pirate treasure do you think is most likely to be found by modern treasure hunters? Let me know in the comments. As always, thank you for watching Dark 5. Like and subscribe to continue exploring the greatest mysteries of this world and beyond.